The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Acuma, its board of directors, its management staff, or its members. The podcast discussion presented is conversational in nature and for general information only.
This is Acuma's On Point Podcast. On today's episode, we'll dive into several different topics with our special guests, ranging anywhere from answering the question on what it means to convert from credit union to vendor, and all the way back to how can we make an impact in our industry. It's going to be a great one. Stay tuned. Hello, welcome to Acuma's On Point Podcast, a series focused on sharing the stories of people who are making a positive impact in the credit union mortgage industry. I'm your host, Peter Benjamin. Today, I am joined by Nicole Herrick, account executive at HomeBot. Nicole, how are you doing today?
Good, Peter. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Nicole, looking forward to the conversation. As I mentioned, we got a large range of things we want to talk about today. But you are very much a regular at our events. You're a familiar face with a lot of our members. And again, you're also a strong supporter of the credit union mortgage industry. So I thought, hey, no better time than the present to sit down with Nicole, and I'm really looking forward to this. So real quick, before we get to it, as always, got to bring Justin into the conversation to give us the latest and greatest happening over at Acuma. Justin, the Hawk, how you doing today, and what's going on over at Acuma?
I'm good, Peter. How are you?
Cool. I'm
Cool.
Yeah,
I like it. All right.
Living the dream. If I keep saying that, maybe it'll come true.
Hey, you're living someone's. That's what I said to somebody one time. The butt chewing I got that followed was not very pleasant, but it's okay. Well, over here at Acuma, we are 2 days away from Halloween, which has absolutely nothing to do with Acuma, but we're going to all be dressed up in our costumes. We're going to be people living dreams, right?
So funny story. I once won a Halloween costume contest. Who could dress up like the best Chipotle burrito? And I 100% won. All I literally did was just wrap myself in aluminum foil and have someone wheel me out on a dolly. And yeah, I won a $500 gift card.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Anyways, go.
Yeah.
I digress.
I mean, you could be like my kids who don't know how to pick out costumes, and one of them is going to be something like "You Can Count on Me" or something. He's literally taping numbers to himself.
Creative.
Yeah, he was a chain reaction one year, so literally made a chain reaction on a shirt. But still, okay, we're gonna digress from these cringy Halloween costumes. Over here at Acuma, though, we are wrapping up the end of the year, so we have our networking meetings going on. So coming up in November, we're gonna have our young professional networking meeting. That information is already live on the website. So if you're a young professional under 40 in the credit union mortgage space and just looking to connect with your peers, that is the place for you without a doubt. Additionally, we have our webinars, our inside tracks, and our fast tracks. Those are happening year round, along with our favorite On Point podcast.
Okay, awesome. Love it. Thank you very much. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. All right. So, Nicole, I love the direction of our conversation because we started off this podcast with the idea of, and I've said this 2,000 times at this point, of just trying to spotlight credit union people and how point out that credit union people really are something special, and that more and more people either need to convert to the credit union industry or even view credit unions as subject matter experts. And that's why we kind of had this idea of coming up with this. Now, over the years, I think Justin, we're in our fourth year of this podcast.
This is our third.
Third. It just continues to evolve. And I'm gonna frame up your episode as one of those evolutions because it's not really diving into a specific topic. It's more of a, hey, let's just have an intimate conversation with someone. Let's get to know them a bit more, and I think that's needed. And you're someone who, like I said, is out at all of our events. I think it's important for people to get to know who you are. I mean, you're definitely one of the good ones. And so I'm looking forward to this. So let's start off with the same conversation, the same question I always start off with. And and I think it's going to lead to the rest of the questions, but that question is always, who are you? Who's Nicole? Walk me through this. You can take this, you can walk me through your professional journey, but the question is really designed to figure out, okay, well, what makes Nicole Nicole? So what makes Nicole Nicole?
Yeah, I think starting off with a professional journey is gonna just lead into that organically. I don't think anybody really, and you've probably heard this before, I don't think anyone really grows up and says, I really want to be a credit union professional. I really want to work for a credit union. Or even to take that a step further, I really want to be a mortgage lender. We all fall into it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to think of it this way. They say you should be in customer service one way or another. In your professional journey, you should be a server, a waitress, a bartender, something that's, people facing, and you learn a lot from that. And I think it goes the same for credit unions. If you're going to be in banking or anything of that nature, I think you should take time to work for a credit union because it just offers you a completely different perspective than the norm. And I think a lot of people that fall into this industry have a really hard time getting out because of how great it is. And that sounds slightly corny, but I think it's true. I had the opportunity to get into the credit union space when I was young. I'll tell you the full story. I went out on my 18th birthday to get a loan for a motorcycle because that's super responsible. And I had a recommendation to go to a credit union because they would probably lend to somebody that didn't have a ton of credit or any at all, but had good job history. I worked for banks when I was in high school. I worked for a pharmacy also. So I ended up going in, getting a loan for a motorcycle and leaving with a job as a teller. They pulled me over from the bank and then I stayed there for 11 years and I grew up there. I went from teller to new account rep, receptionist, consumer lending, branch manager, just like so many of us have, worked your way up that way. And, I worked for Canvas Credit Union here in Denver, which is where I'm based. And then I had a chance to move over to HomeBot, so where we help credit unions at a much larger scale. So I think going back to your original question, what makes me tick, it's definitely in line with the credit union motto, which is people helping people. And I'm definitely a people person, definitely want to make an impact. And as to, large scale as possible, which is what I get to do now.
Right. And so going back to something that you said, so I loved it so much, is that you basically said that everyone at some point in time in our industry, and we'll call it the credit union, we'll call it the mortgage industry, excuse me, really should work for a credit union because it changes your perspective on so many different things. I couldn't agree more with that. And for me, kind of making that change over to the credit union space, from a community bank, almost renewed my sense of purpose within the industry. And you're right. I mean, they are special places, often focused on culture first, and all they really want to do is help that community. And I love that you said that because, I was on another podcast Friend of mine, Dustin Owen, he does a T-Law podcast, and our podcast conversation was really based off, the credit union difference and why people should really look at working for a credit union. And this is all targeted for non-bank lenders and bankers. The number of calls and emails and LinkedIn messages I got with people who heard my story, who heard the messaging of culture, people, community. I think it only. I was shocked by the number of phone calls, but I think that's only going to make our industry better with people who are seriously interested in those things, wanting to make it better. So I couldn't agree with you more on that. So thank you very much for saying that. So a couple things. All right. So let's start with the reason why you made that move over to HomeBot. Obviously, you were, I don't want to say a lifer, but when you get to like the tens, you're almost on that way of becoming a lifer. You're almost a lifer within the credit union industry, but then you made that change over to HomeBot, which HomeBot's fun. It's a young organization. It's a fintech. You get all like the fun. You guys do all the fun things. I think I saw you guys have like Patagonia vests or something like that. You get all the cool stuff out of fintech. But what really prompted you to make that change from directly helping your community to going over to a technology partner? What was that? And I guess you also hinted at it when you were bringing this up. Do you notice that how you're impacting our industry differently between the two? One's more, I guess, micro, and the other one's more macro, right? So kind of walk us through that. So it's really a two-part question.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a difficult decision because I always saw myself as somebody that would retire from the very first credit union that I worked at. We have still to this day, there's people there that have been there for 40 plus years. And I always thought that would be me. We moved states, which is honestly probably the only reason that I'm not still working there. I love that credit union. It's Community Choice Credit Union out of Des Moines. They're super fun too. They're really loud with their marketing. It's a great crew. A lot of people stay there for a long time. And so making the move, it wasn't really a question to me. I knew I was going to land at another credit union, and I scoped them all out. Canvas seemed great. They seemed loud as well, making big splashes in their community, which I loved. And I had the opportunity to spend a couple years there, and it was great. Still love those folks today, and still have the opportunity to talk to all of them from both places. But the biggest draw to me from moving over from a credit union branch, which is what I was doing, to HomeBot was, and you hit the nail on the head, Peter, it was the impact. So I loved the members that I got to work with on a daily basis and a one-to-one setting, helping them financially, helping them afford life is Canvas's motto. And I would completely agree with that. But when I looked at HomeBot and when I looked at the experience for the members, it's driving impact at scale. And that was very appealing to me. And so, I've been there for 3.5 years. I still feel like I'm learning every single day because it's wildly different than the credit union space. But the folks that I talk to, especially, at Acuma or after Acuma conferences, everybody is so excited about what we do and the gaps that we fill because they're prominent and they've been, something that credit unions have talked about for a long time, especially in the mortgage space. So I forgot what your question was, but that's basically just summarizing why I made the jump, and I've loved it. I mean, I miss working with members one-on-one. I truly do. But I get to help mortgage members and non-mortgage members get closer to their credit union and their mortgage division, and it's incredibly rewarding.
So So one, you answered the question perfectly. So thank you very much. And outsider looking in my opinion, it gives you a really good perspective into how to work with, potential clients, right? I've said this a lot. Credit unions are oftentimes 1 to 2 steps behind everyone else when it comes to technology, right?
Yep.
I always listened more whenever I knew someone I was talking to about a new potential technology had sat in my seat or understood what it actually meant to be working for a credit union, because you can walk the walk and talk the talk. But I'd like to think that you made that move over to HomeBot because it mimicked the need or the desire or the opportunity to make a larger impact, for the greater good, right? So let's if we peel it back, there's all different types of technology, and there's all different types of opportunities out there for you to improve your technology stack, all cost wise, all different cost wise. But the opportunity to really say, hey, let's give you something that's going to be a difference maker. I've been in your seat. I wish I had this. Or even this is something that can really help you and help you support your community. I think it's fantastic. Now, when you made that shift, like, how did you have to change your perspective on I guess your career trajectory, or how you went about your day to day? Like, did it change your perspective going from credit union to vendor on our industry?
Yes. I mean, it's a definite shift just in dynamic. It's a different mission. It's different, activities that you run every single day. You're not just focused on the member at hand or your staff, coaching them up, things like that. And I definitely miss that, but it's, who can we help right now, today? Who can we help tomorrow? Having those conversations. And you mentioned something about, speaking credit union. And I've had credit unions that have even said, hey, thank you. You are speaking our language. We appreciate that, which definitely helps the conversations to flow. But that's the only language I know. So it's not something that even I have to, think about. It's just that's all I've ever known. And I think that makes those conversations and those relationships genuine. I had the honor of being on that panel at Acuma, and it was talking to other vendor partners and how to be successful when they're working with credit unions. And the number one answer is you have to be genuine and you have to care. If you only care about your product and you only care about making a sale, you'll never thrive in this environment, because they can see right through that. And that's not the type of business that they run. They run through relationships and member experience. And, you said it, like there's a lot of different technology that they can take advantage of, and it's ranging in prices and all sorts of topics and different, divisions of business. But when you have something that truly helps, that you've experienced, that you understand will, create a better environment for the members and the credit union, they're easy conversations. So yeah, it's a shift from working for a credit union, to essentially, to be frank, selling to a credit union. But I think that as long as you care about what you're doing and you're authentically, bringing your passion first, I think you can be successful. I think you can drive the impact that we've been talking about.
No, but I mean, I think you're right. I mean, credit unions can smell it a mile away, right? Whenever I talk to a new vendor who's joining Acuma, I always say, don't join this association And don't come to our events thinking that this is going to be a quick sell or that you can use your traditional sales techniques to get business like you would with an IMB or bank. This is relationship building. They're not going to care less about you for the first year. And, if you go in there and you don't talk to them like a human being, they're definitely not going to pay attention to you for the first year. You have to invest in this for 2 years. You have to show them that, hey, you care about their actual business and i.e. their communities just as much as you care about wanting to help them, right? And that's how you get a credit union to really want to partner with you. And the number of times that we've had vendors just not listen to us in that process, because I think, Krista, Justin, Cameron, we all tell them the same exact thing. This is a long game, not a short game. Don't expect a quick sell. The number of them who just don't renew after the first year, or when we get an email saying that they don't see a value, I'm like, well, that's because you went about it the wrong way.
Yep.
You have to go in there and show them that you're a human being and you're there just to support them. And by doing that, you'll see great success. Now, and obviously you have seen great success because, obviously people can relate to you. You talk the talk, you walk the walk, you've been in their seat. But also it's always, I'm sure, how many times have people actually asked you, just out of curiosity, do you work with a credit union or do you bank with a credit union, or do you have a mortgage with a credit union, or have you ever worked for a credit union? How many times does that come up in conversation when you were going for a sale?
All the time. And if I'm talking with a credit union, honestly, Peter, I usually lead with that. And sometimes the reaction is, it's kind of funny. You can see them physically relax, it's like, okay, she knows what we're going through. But even so, even with the credit union experience and all that, I would say my experience was the same with getting into, Acuma and building the trust, even leading with, hey, I've been in the credit union industry for 15 years. It still took a year and a half for folks to start trusting me and kind of to be curious about what we were offering. So yeah, anybody listening that's a vendor, just stick with it because it's worth it. And I think what you'll find is that the relationship matters more than the sale at the end of the day. And if that's not your perspective, you should be open to that because you'll leave with a lot more than just some money in your pocket. I have friends in this industry that I can call for a number of things that have nothing to do with business. And I love that. I love that about the credit union space.
There's really no get rich quick scheme when it comes to credit unions and selling to them, right?
True.
This is a 2 to 3 year plan.
Yep.
That's what you have to invest in. All right. So, we need to start transitioning to the second segment. But before we do, it's the same question I ask at the end of every single episode. And I'm going to continue to ask because I think it's so important for us to figure out who we are as people. But, the last question is always, what motivates you? What keeps pushing you forward? You have a sense of drive. You have a sense of purpose. Again, this can be as higher power as you want. It can be about family. It can be whatever you want to take this. But what keeps you pushing to make a big difference in everything that you do?
Yeah, I have never been one to sit still. Never in life. I need to be doing something all the time. My neighbors in my neighborhood make fun of me. They're like, "Are you ever just relaxing?" No, usually not. And that's just hardwired, part of me. But what drives me, especially with work and what we're doing here, obviously it's the ability to run with my passions. And the credit union movement is one of my biggest passions. But I would say, above all else is family. I've got 2 kiddos. I've got a husband. We basically have a petting zoo at this point, and it all goes back to them. Like everything that I do is for them to make their lives better, just to put them in the best situation that I possibly can and raise my kids the right way. I want them to see, the work ethic that I have and that my husband has. And I want them to adopt that and to understand that it is important at the end of the day. But, more so than money is leading with passion and doing something that makes you happy. And that's, I think that's kind of rare these days. I think people get jobs to pay the bills, and there's just more to life than that. And so I would say that that's probably the ultimate driver behind, what I do and why I do it.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Now I have to ask, describe this petting zoo, or the number of animals, or what animals do you have? I have to know.
It's just a growing list all the time. We've got 2 horses that I'm actually looking at right now out of my office window, which is lovely. 3 dogs, a cat, 6 fish. We had some chickens. And I
had chickens. Like, did something happen to them?
Had chickens. Yeah.
They were probably dinner one night.
I wish that was the case. No, they fell victim to coyotes, unfortunately. So no more chickens.
See, dinner.
Yeah. Someone's dinner, not mine. But yeah, I mean, I just asked my husband if we could get, a couple goats, maybe a small cow, whatever I can get away with.
a llama.
Yeah.
So the next time we're in Denver, Nicole's volunteering for goat yoga.
Okay. Absolutely. Yes.
No, we don't need to call that animal therapy dogs or the therapy dogs anymore. We'll just have Nicole bring her zoo.
Yeah, I totally can. Anytime.
Okay. All right, Nicole. So let's transition to the second segment. And this is where we, kind of, I don't want to say spice things up, but this is where we spice things up. I see that face.
Just a very weird way of putting it.
I know. We try to make things a little bit more fun, and on a fun note. Sometimes we do dad jokes. Today we are going to play Jeopardy. So bear with me 1 second as I bring my Jeopardy board into screen. And as always, I will describe it to the audience. In front of us is right now a standard Jeopardy board, ranging in points from 100 to 500. For the sake of this, Nicole, you are team 1, Justin is team 2. So again, the range is from 1 to 500 points. The categories are, and by the way, I forgot to mention, this is a superstition Jeopardy.
Oh.
Yeah. With Halloween literally just a few days away, I was like, I can't do Halloween Jeopardy. What kind of goes along with Halloween? I was like, superstitions. Perfect. And so we'll see how good you are with superstitions. I think Justin's actually going to win this one.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Some of them are pretty hard. And now, so I did not make this up. I just Googled this. And so the categories are from the 5 categories. We have Lunar New Year, Numbers and Colors, Ghosts, Bad Luck, and Good Luck. And so, Nicole, you do not have to answer who is, what is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Once you ask the question, or once you say the number, like we'll say bad luck for 500, that's your question to answer. No one else's. Other than that, we ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep.
Justin?
Oh, yeah. Let's do this.
Okay. Nicole, since you are our honored guest, you get to go first. Where would you like to go?
I would like to do bad luck for 500.
Bad luck 500. If you have a blank under your blank it's a part of your body in parentheses, you will have a sad life.
A sad life? I've never heard of this. If you have a blank.
Justin knows this.
Oh no.
I saw you leaning in. And by the way, if you say I don't know, if you don't answer anything, I don't take away points. If you're like, I don't know, skip. I don't take away points.
You don't take away points
if she says I don't know.
Since when?
If you say the wrong answer, that's my takeaway points.
That's the same thing.
I'm gonna guess, but I know it's wrong. If you have this doesn't fit. If you have a penny under your shoe, isn't that good luck? Penny under your shoe? Am I making? I have no idea. I don't know.
I mean, that sounds like that does sound like a saying, but I think it would give you more wealth than a sad life.
Yeah, seriously, this is bad luck. All right, so did you give me an answer?
Yeah,
she did.
Yeah.
All right, Justin, do you want to steal?
Absolutely not.
Okay. The correct answer is if you have a mole under your eye. A mole under your eye.
Wow.
I don't think
you will have
very superficial
life. That is. I didn't pick these questions. I just Googled.
Yeah, but you picked out bad luck for 500 in your intro, which led Nicole there.
I did not do that on purpose. No, I didn't actually think anyone would pick that one. But anyways, Justin, go.
You have to deduct points from Nicole. I'm up by 500.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that, Justin.
I'm winning. Yes. I'm going to do numbers and colors for 300.
Numbers and colors for 300. This color is considered unlucky because it is typically worn during funerals.
Black.
It's rigged.
The correct answer is white.
Oh.
Okay. No.
I believe it.
What?
I guess if you wear white to a funeral, it's bad luck.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It says it is typically worn during funerals.
Well, you still lose 300 points. Yeah.
Hey, man, sorry. Yeah, sorry. I didn't make up these questions.
Okay.
All right, Nicole.
Tricky. Let's do good luck for 300.
Good luck, 300.
What?
A big blank, and in parentheses it says body part, represents good luck.
I have no idea. Big feet. Big hair.
Give me one answer. Big feet.
Yeah.
Big feet. Justin.
No.
No.
Okay. The correct answer is ears.
Ears.
Oh man, I must have amazing luck.
I used to have a friend we called Ears.
He was probably very lucky.
Yeah, seriously.
He did survive a helo crash, so yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I know, right? Isn't that crazy?
All right, Justin.
All right, still winning. I'm gonna go good luck for 400.
Good luck, 400. You should always blank after you wake up every morning. This is a really bad Jeopardy board. Who made this up?
Go to the bathroom.
Go to the bathroom. Nicole, do you want to steal?
If I steal and I get it wrong, do I then
lose points? Yes.
Oh no, I don't want to. I have no idea what this is.
Okay. The correct answer is smile, Justin. You got to smile every morning.
Every morning. I was
every
going to say
Justin.
wake up.
Seriously. You should always wake up.
Always wake up after you wake up. Have a cup of coffee.
Right.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
All right. Cool.
Let's dial it back a little bit. Can we do numbers and colors for 100? Numbers
and colors 100. The number blank is very unlucky because the pronunciation sounds like the Chinese word for death.
This is probably wrong, but I'm going to say 13.
Wrong.
Wrong? You going to steal it?
Yes.
All right, Justin, what is it?
4.
The correct answer is 4. Good job, Justin.
Man,
Are you kidding me? Nothing. My wife's not Chinese, but nothing in my house can come in groups of 4. It is unlucky. In my house.
What's the word?
I don't know.
something
Okay. All right, Justin. Cool. All right, you're up.
All right. I'm going to go with Savannah's Ghost in our hotel rooms for 300.
Ghost 300. Doing this out loud at night will attract ghosts.
Going, ooh.
No, it's 100%.
That's my answer.
Really?
Well,
Nicole, do you want to steal?
I don't know.
no.
Yawning,
Murdy
coughing.
900 points.
I think it's like saying the ghost's name out loud.
Yeah, that's a fair guess.
I'm gonna go. All right. So the correct answer is calling a person's name. That's close enough.
How do you know the person's name isn't? Ooh.
I just don't know, Justin. All right. So at the end of however many rounds we just did, we have a tie score at -900 to -900. Let's do one more round to decide the winner. Nicole.
Let's do ghosts for 100.
Ghost 100. Can't have a blank in your bedroom because it will bring out the ghosts at night. I know this one.
Man, I'm just so terrible at Jeopardy.
No,
A Ouija board?
that's a good answer, but no. Justin,
No.
I want to say mirror.
No. Oh,
The correct answer is mirrors.
all right.
Look at me. All right. All right. Sorry, Nicole.
Well, I lose the most.
Well, after the end of 4 rounds,
Nope. Justin, you still have to go.
Oh, good. Go big. Go 500. Something 500.
I'm gonna go with. Gotta go for a W here. So let's go with numbers and colors for 200.
Numbers, colors 200. This color represents good fortune during weddings and festivals.
See, this is crap. I already got the death question, and that was white. So I swear to God, if it's white, it makes no sense. This color represents good fortune. So red is a good fortune color. I don't know about that. Green, but nobody wears green to weddings, and who knows about festivals. Let's stick with what we know. Nope, it can't be white. We're going with green.
Green. Nicole, do you want to steal?
Does that mean he got it wrong?
No, I don't know yet.
Oh,
But do you want to steal just in case?
yes. I'll say white.
Okay.
I swear to God, if it's white.
I'm gonna say blue.
Oh.
Because don't you have to have, isn't that one of those things like you have to have something borrowed, something new, and something blue?
That's true. That's true. Good thought.
That's true. It could also be red.
Okay, we'll see. The correct answer is red.
Oh my gosh.
But you still got it wrong.
Close.
So did Nicole.
She did.
So I won.
She did.
What with negative 4 though? Is that even winning?
It's winning in Justin's book. All right. Well, at the end of however many rounds we just did, Justin, congratulations. You win with a final score of -1200 to -1100. Justin wins by 100 points. Good job, Justin.
Thank you. Nicole, I couldn't have done it without you.
And I apologize. I was probably one of the worst Jeopardy boards that we've done from that website. I use like Jeopardy Labs, and I just type random things like Halloween Jeopardy, and I just pick a random one. But that was probably one of the worst ones we've done yet, Justin.
Yeah,
What did you get? 2 right total?
Yeah.
2 or 3?
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty bad.
0 for me. That'd be.
Well, Nicole, thank you very much for spending the better part of an hour with us. Really enjoyed the conversation. And also, appreciate what you do to support Acuma and our community. It's, as always, great catching up with you.
Yep. Thank you so much for having me. It was great chatting with you guys. Appreciate it.
Of course. And Justin, thank you.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
And all of you, we know your time is valuable. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Acuma's On Point podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, be well, my friends.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time at the Acuma On Point podcast. If not already, be sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. For more great episodes and information, be sure to visit us online at acuma.org. And to get the latest updates, head over to our LinkedIn page.